Hey guys, Mr. Regan. Today we're going to look at finding the area of two-dimensional shapes. So we're going to focus on square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezoid, and the triangle. Alright, so let's first look at the square. The formula for area of a square is the side of the square to the second power. So we can think of that also as the side times the side. Alright, so here's a square. The side of the square is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to write my equation down. A equals s squared. I always want to write that down first, then substitute numbers in. Put 5 in for s. 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. Don't forget our label, our units of measure. So this was centimeters, and area is always units to the second power, so 25 centimeters squared. Alright, now we have a rectangle. Formula for area of a rectangle is length times width. Alright, so here we have a rectangle. We have a length and width of 9 millimeters and 6 millimeters. So I'll write our formula. Area equals length times width. And it doesn't really matter which one you consider the length or which one you consider the width. 9 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Don't forget our units. Millimeters and area always to the second power. 54 millimeters squared. Right, next is our parallelogram. This is area equals base times height. So here's a parallelogram. Okay, this would be our base down here. This would be our height here. So area equals base times height. 6 is the base, 4 is the height. 6 times 4 is 24, and then that's inches squared. 24 inches squared. Now we have a trapezoid. This formula is a little bit more complicated. Area equals 1/2 the height, that's the height of the trapezoid from one base to the other, times, in parentheses, base 1, that's this distance down here, plus base 2, this distance right here. Alright, so here we go. Area equals 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2. Always write that equation first. Alright, now let's substitute numbers in. 1/2 times the height is 4. Base 1 is 6. Base 2 is 3. Okay, order of operations tells us to do inside the parentheses first. 6 plus 3 is 9. So 1/2 times 4 times 9. And multiplying across, 1/2 times 4 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18. So we get an area of 18 meters squared. Alright, that one's a little more complicated. Alright, then we have triangles. Triangle area formula, 1/2 base times height. I mean, another way to think of it is the base times the height divided by 2. Alright, so here's our triangle. Area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Alright, let's substitute numbers in. The base, that's down here, 20, times the height, 10. Multiplying across, 1/2 times 20 is 10. 10 times 10 is 100. So we have an area of 100. Now there's no units of measure, so we can always say units squared. Alright, now that's area of a triangle when the height is inside the triangle. Here's an example where this is our base and this is a right triangle and the height happens to be the leg of the triangle, so that's our height. But we're still going to use the same formula, 1/2 times the base times the height. Substitute 10 in for the base, and this time the height is 5. It's actually the leg of the right triangle. And then multiply across. 1/2 times 10 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. And we get 25 centimeters squared. Okay, so same formula, but the triangle's set up a little different. Alright, so first we saw a triangle where the height was inside the triangle. Here's a height or a triangle where the height's the leg of the triangle. And then here's one where the height is actually outside the triangle. So here's our base, and our height is out here. Okay, you have to draw that outside because you're trying to go from this side up to here, and there's no way to draw a vertical line inside the triangle and do that. So you have to go outside the triangle. So same formula, 1/2 base times height. The base is 14. The height is 10. 1/2 times 14 is 7. 7 times 10 is 70. And that was 70 meters squared. Alright, so that's area of two-dimensional figures. We have formulas or equations for each of those areas. Good luck, guys.